I don't understand why people are still doing countdowns. I'm not counting it down. You see who's on the screen. I got Kirk Nugent with me, and I have our guest for the day, Justin Brown from Primal Video. Thank you so very much for coming and hanging out with us. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, it's morning for you.
Thank you very much. It is. It's 9 a.m. Had
That's
the coffee,
right. That's what I remember.
so we're good to go.
Monday morning at 9 a.m. There's no games I could be asking you about the outcome of today, but I
Tell us the
remember
future.
The lotto numbers.
Right, all the lotto
lotto
numbers. We do this all the time. I
man.
appreciate it. Now, how's the weather there? Are you kind of hoping to get through with this so you can get out to the beach?
I've been to the beach. It was an
Already?
early morning, quick gym, quick beach, coffee, and here. This is perfect start to the day.
Why not? Like, Kirk, I think starting with the stream show in the morning is really, really a good way to start your day.
This is what the doctor ordered, man. So
So-
for those that are catching this on replay, listen, you start with the stream show, and then the rest of the day goes way better.
So it's evening for you guys, right?
It is
You're
definitely
in the
evening for
Sunday.
us. So we're
Yeah.
ending the day with this show, but why not? Why not end a Sunday afternoon hanging out with Strick, learning about branding, because that's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We started this year talking about user-generated content, and Rabbi Paskin, good to see you, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. People are coming in to the chat, and I do appreciate that. And, of course, if you hear something you like today, give us a thumbs up. That will really, really help us. And you're not the only one today, Justin, from Australia. Marianne is helping us out. She's in Sydney, Australia.
Marianne.
Yeah, so it's
Nice.
always good to see her.
Awesome.
Yeah, just down the road.
Just down the road. So we talked earlier this year about strategy for content creation, or your content strategy for your content, YouTube or whatever. I love to talk about YouTube. I'm a YouTube guy. There's so many other platforms, and I do think your social media should be driving people to your YouTube channel. That being said, we went to user-generated content, and I thought, hey, if we have a strategy, we should have some content that we're building, talking about brands and tools and all of that. And then now we're going back to what should our branding look like on our YouTube channel when people get there. So Justin, we're going to dive right down into all of that. But before I get started into any of it all, I want to say to you, there's probably been, I don't know the last time you was here, let's say it was 6-8 months ago. What's been going on for the last 6-8 months, Justin? What's been going on in Australia?
Oh, I feel that time is just disappearing. It is just crazy. I got 2 kids, and they just seem to be getting taller every time I see them. It's
Same.
What's been happening? Business, this is a lifestyle business for us. So I think this year has been a bigger focus more than ever for us, looking at what does the next version of this business look like? This YouTube-based business. I mean, we get this amazing opportunity, likewise with you guys, where we get to show up, we get to add value to the internet, help people geek out on the stuff that we like geeking out on, and just share our thoughts and opinions. So what's been happening is, what does the next version of that look like? What is a day in the life of me and my brother Mike, because there's 2 of us that run Primal Video? What does that look like? And for us, again, this is a lifestyle business, and so we get to do this, not that we have to do this. So that makes it fun. So we want to keep the fun.
Oh, that's
It's a mouthful
so well said,
right there,
man.
Kirk.
Yeah, no, because so many people miss that part of it. Like your why is so critical, and that gives you kind of a compass, a true north that will focus you on, how you prioritize, how you structure your day, what deals you take, what deals you don't take. And it takes some of the weight off as well, because I love the reframing, not something that I have to do, something that I get to do. And it is a lifestyle business. Oh, so well said. So well said. There's just so many different nuggets I could pull from that, but I love it. And I will also echo you. I don't know. I don't remember growing this fast when I was a kid, but every time I look at my son, I'm like, what is going on? How are you taller?
Yeah.
I just saw you yesterday. So it's been a big issue.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What am I feeding you too much? Like, slow down.
I'm eating the same
Yeah.
food. I feel like I'm eating the same food. I'm not growing that way. I'm not growing the way I'd like to.
Yeah. No matter how much you tell them to stop growing, they don't listen. It's
They're
like,
they
come
don't
on,
not
listen.
gonna
this is
stop. They're not
yeah.
gonna
They
stop.
do
Not
not
until
listen.
the guys, your son's gonna be looking you in your eye, and then they'll slow down a little bit. Then the
Nope.
conversations are
He-
really different
he-
at that point.
he's kind of here now, Strick. So it's a big
Wow.
Oh,
problem.
Wow.
uh,
So I know you came
that's
to the
it.
States, right? This past year, am I right? In 2024, did you come to the States at all? I was thinking that maybe you were at one of the conferences last year.
I think the last conference I went to was Social Media Marketing World the year before, where Kirk, I
Oh
think that
yeah,
was the year where you went then,
we did.
or
Yeah, I was there. I was
I
there.
don't know.
I did.
Time again is just crazy. Yeah, that was my last trip to the States. I've done quite a
Oh
few
wow.
other conferences and things.
Mhm.
I was going to do Vid Summit, but it didn't work out. So we'll
Gotcha.
see. But no, I haven't been to the States for a little while now.
Man, we
Okay.
got to get you
Okay.
back over here. And if you come back, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that it'll be somewhere close to the South because I really, really feel like you're the kind of guy that would love to have some real barbecue.
Love
Tell
barbecue.
them about it.
Bet
Tell
you
them
do.
about it.
A little on the
Proper
Barbie.
barbecue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
um,
little
Yeah.
barbecue. We know a little something
we
about that here in
know a little
Alabama.
something in the South about barbecue.
I
That being
mean,
said, I was looking through your channel and I noticed something a little different. You've added to your channel when it comes to other voices as well. I saw one of our great friends, Anna Gladney, inside of the Primal Video gallery for some of the videos you've done on the channel, and I was excited, man. Tell us about the growth of adding more people, more voices to the team.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So this is something that I didn't really think was possible, but then seeing other channels like Sean Cannell from Think Media
Mhm.
obviously doing this, I'm like, okay, maybe I can learn some of the lessons and things that maybe he's figuring out along the way. But look, Primal Video was never meant to be just me. We always kind of pictured this as more of a community of people sharing stuff and again adding value to the internet. Look, I was a behind the camera person, a camera guy, editor, producer before this, and I had the crazy fear of being on camera. I used to
I
hate
got
having
you.
my photo taken. So when we started this channel, I didn't think it would be me on camera. So
Okay.
this has been a crazy journey. So now I like
Wow.
that we can scale this more. We can have more conversations without me needing to make more. So going back to my point about this being a lifestyle business, is that we now get to help other people with their channel, get to highlight them on ours and send people back their way. And
Hmm.
we all do better when we all do better. That's from Jerry
Ooh,
Potter. He is another one of our presenters. Has that written on his studio background. I love that.
I do
I think it's a
too.
great way to sum it up. So how do we all level up and yeah, and obviously have conversations that I maybe not skilled at. So we have someone that's come on our channel and talking about TikTok. I don't even have the app installed, so I don't want to talk about that. But it's a fit for our channel. It's a fit for our audience, and we can kind of expand the conversation really that way.
That
lovely.
is genius. That is genius. And definitely being able to find the right talent to be a part of the conversation on your channel is, I know, is a chore, but Diana definitely gets our celebration and
Oh,
applause because
absolutely.
she's just one of the great
Two
ones
thumbs
in our
up.
community as
Yeah.
well.
She's
Yeah,
got some
no, she's
video
awesome.
resources that I just have bookmarked, and every now and again I'll go back through, or when I'm with a coaching client, I'll say, just watch this, go scene by scene, screen for screen. She's gonna give you exactly what you need. So excited just to see that synergy and that partnership. I think it's a very wise move, and just kind of goes back to how you started the channel in the first place. When you say it wasn't designed to just be you. I know some people have it kind of situated differently, but that's a very smart way to set it up, especially for the value you're providing for your audience.
Hey
Yeah, I
guys,
mean, for the bulk of our YouTube journey, it was one video per week.
Right.
okay.
So how do we scale this without me needing to do another video a week is what I was looking at. It's like, cool, what if we just bring in some other voices and yeah, again, we all rise up with that.
I
That's
love
good.
that. I
That
love that.
is great. So we're over here talking about, hey man, how can we get some editors on the team? And you said, hey, how can I get some more voices on the team?
Voices. That's not a bad
Who
idea.
who wouldn't have thought about that, right? That's a great idea. We will talk about branding today, guys. I'm going to dive into it in just a second, but I want to go back to probably right there in the middle of the pandemic. 2019, 2020, I'm looking for a way, number one, to get back into the media. I've done radio for a real long time. I kind of got out of doing media work. I want to get back into it. And then because the pandemic came up, my church was like, hey, we need to get online. So I was feverishly going through the internet trying to find different ways of making sure I could get online effectively, what systems to use, what networks to use, and all of that. And there is this guy out of Australia. I didn't know he was from Australia. He just talked really funny, but I could understand everything that he was saying. Teaching us how to do it back in 2019 is when I found you. I know, Justin, you had to have been doing it before then. Just the way, the ability you have to teach and the instructions, like how you have it all formed out. Not now, not just of 2025, but of 2019 or even 2018 when some of those videos was probably even built or recorded and put up. How did you actually get started training and doing it so effectively?
So thank you. My
Welcome.
background was in professional video production.
Okay.
I was an extreme sports cameraman, editor, and producer. So I kind of had the skills, but at the same time, once you set foot in front of camera, all of that goes out the window. If you're someone like me who was just like a deer in the headlights on the first few videos, not knowing what to say, couldn't string a sentence together. The moment you press record and that you got that little flashing red light, it freaked me out. So this has been a growth progression. And when we first started the channel, it wasn't growing. We were doing what we thought we needed to do, just throw some videos up and it will work. And we were about a year into that journey. And I mean, at the 6-month mark, we had 49 subscribers. Wow. And a few of those channels were ones that I'd made for like my mom and whatever else to try and stack the numbers up and make it look a bit better.
I got it.
So it really wasn't working starting out. But what we had to do was kind of take it more seriously, like treat it like a business. So if it was a business, you wouldn't keep doing the same thing if you weren't making money, right? You're going to go broke.
Correct.
So if we're treating it that way, if you're putting time, effort, energy, money into making these things, let's make it work. So we almost like gamified it. We looked at YouTube as a system. What does it need? How do we help give the viewers what they want, but YouTube what it needs to understand our content? And really look, it all just came down to doing some research up front. If we're really going to simplify it and look at things like we need to have our content showing up. Right. We need to then get clicked on, and then we need to keep people watching. So if we're going to focus on 3 things, let's just pick those 3 because those are the biggest ones that are going to get you where you want to go the fastest. So everything working back from that, and branding plays a part in that, obviously, is feeding the right information to YouTube, getting the click, and then structuring your videos in a way that keeps people engaged and watching, but not leaving them with more, wanting more. Right. So we try to make every video self-encompassed. If I kind of dropped a few things and then wrapped up the video, and people are like, whoa, what? And now I'm got to go further down the rabbit hole. I need to watch 5 more videos to work out what this guy just said.
Right.
That's not a good experience for most people. Some people will love that, but for most people, they're like, just tell me how to do the thing. Just tell me which live streaming software to use. Right. So we try to take that framing on everything. How do we just like one topic is one solution, or give the viewers exactly what they want without needing to add everything into one video, which a lot of people get stuck with. And I say that from the point of we got stuck with that when we started. I was trying to do too much in a video, or I'd go the opposite and be really niche and no one could find or no one wanted that content. Right. So it's this balancing act of putting yourself in the shoes of the viewer, understanding what it is that they actually want. So that's where the keyword research piece comes in really handy. Like YouTube tells you what people are searching for. Let's make those, but let's just give them that in the video. Gotcha. Let's not cover 5 other things as well. They want that piece. Let's give it to them. Let's blow their mind. Let's not drag it out. Let's make it short, sharp, punchy. And then they will want more if it resonated with them. We don't need everyone to watch our videos. We want the right people that are interested in that resonate with us, that like our teaching style. That's really the game. And then it's putting reps on the board.
Yeah. Putting reps on the board. I absolutely love that. I love that. So that being said, I want to jump into my first question because you kind of answered it, but I want to ask it again anyway. So the first question for the day is, I knew this would happen. I just dropped him out of the screen. Why not add him back in? Justin, there you go.
Add him back in.
Um,
Yes, indeed.
It
You got to
probably
do
looked
them on
way
the
better for
fly.
a minute then. Yeah.
No, no, no. Listen, I love doing it on the fly, man. I love letting people know that this stuff happens because it is alive. Go
it
ahead.
is
It's
live.
not
It is
pre-recorded.
definitely live. So, what are the most common mistakes creators make when setting up their YouTube channel? Justin, from your
That's good.
experience, what have you seen people like really miss it on?
So I think a lot of people get stuck in a lot of the branding places. If we really zoom back and say, what's the most important thing? If your goal is to grow on YouTube, to build an audience, build a following, help impact people, the most important piece is the video itself.
The video
Right.
itself.
Nothing else really matters in the big scheme of things. Like, where are people going to find you? They're not searching YouTube and Google and then finding your channel. They're finding an individual video.
Right.
So if you start with making videos, it's like when people go start a business and they run around, they make a website, they get their business cards, they spend all this money on marketing and branding, and then they're like, hey, here, you know, come to me. This is what I do. But it's like a push marketing. If we go the
Right.
other way, then, and we get some content up first, we can backfill with all of this other stuff. So I'm not saying
So
it doesn't
good.
matter, but if we want to grow and we want to grow faster, then let's do the actions that are the ones that are going to lead to that growth. So video would be the most important piece. If you don't have a channel banner, channel name, all of that stuff, still put out a video. We can come up with that stuff later. We can change that over time. But the video piece is the most important piece that people overlook, and they get caught up with my name, channel name, pretty banner, all of this stuff. And so not to discount this, branding is still important. But if we want to start right back, I see too many people stop and not make the videos because I don't have a channel banner yet, or I don't have the right font, or I'm waiting for this. Like, done is better than perfect.
So good.
That is so right. Kirk, what do you
So
think,
good.
man? I've made these mistakes before myself.
No, I love that the video. It's not a push method. It's a pull method. The video is attracting. It's what they're gonna search for. They're not gonna search for your name or your cleverly titled channel. They're gonna search for what they need. They're gonna search for what would solve their problem, the question that they have top of their mind right now. And when your video surfaces, because that's what YouTube wants to do, it will hopefully answer their question. So focusing on the video is absolutely critical. I would also just add there that the other piece is that people just second guess the video. I know that we're double clicking on the same thing, but they second guess the video. They really feel like it needs to be like a thesis statement, like doctoral level, like 500. You know, just like no. The thing that you think everybody knows, make that video, because not everybody knows it. You just think everybody knows it because it comes natural to you. And when it comes natural to you, you're operating in your space of genius, because you're always looking at others like, well, all you got to do is generally anything you say after that statement, nobody else is doing that, or not very seldomly everyone knows that thing. So just make the video. Make the video as simple as that you possibly can. Make the video in a way that even a sixth grader can understand it, but make the video. So yeah, I totally resonate with what Justin shared there, and just kind of going even further into it, just to say, don't hesitate, make the video. You can make another version of the video next month, but at least you've made this version, and that version is out there for somebody to click on and be served by. So yeah, make the video.
Well, when I was listening to Justin share that, and we have tons of more questions, but I want to just do this. I was a little bit offended, Justin, because I did
Wait,
all of
because
mine.
the topic's on branding, and I just said branding doesn't matter. Yeah.
Throw it out.
Hey, listen, this is why we ask the experts. And in this case,
on.
Justin, you're an expert in this matter. We can get so, you're right. When I built a business, even when I talk to business people, hey guys, before we get started down this road, let's go ahead and get the contents of our website together. Let's scratch all of that out and say, okay, let's be sure that we have a great product before we start advertising a business that doesn't have a good product. The product.
Hey, look, I've done it too. Yeah, I'm coming from that same place where I've got fancy business cards from businesses that never made a sale.
Right.
So, can we make a business? How can we make a sale without a business card? Yes. So let's try that. Let's refine the messaging and figure it out as we go. And I think YouTube is the same. It's not saying the branding's not important, because what if someone liked the video? What are they going to do
Hmm.
then? They're going to
Hmm.
your channel, right?
That's
And they
true.
need to know what other kind of content, why should I subscribe, that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So it is really important. And obviously, they're not going to click on the video if the thumbnail was bad. So that's
Right.
branding too.
That's branding as
So it
well.
is important, but it's the piece that people stop, the piece that is a deal breaker for a lot of people starting, who have the intention of, I want to create a YouTube channel, I want to help people,
Hmm.
and that's the stopping point. So let's get past that, and we can
Yeah.
backfill with the other stuff.
Yeah, and those things can be edited. You can put up a better thumbnail when you know how to make a better thumbnail. But you already had the video up, and it's just amazing. Yeah, I love the simplicity of it, but it's so practical as well. And it just it takes all the excuses out and allows people to really sink their teeth in. So yeah, I have a logo behind me for a brand that never got off the ground. But I've got a really nice logo. So we've all
And he
done it.
spent time doing it.
Oh,
It's
yes.
probably the fifth or sixth iteration of that logo.
Oh, yeah.
All of those things. I get it. I get it 100%.
Yeah.
We should be teaching, and it's true. He's saying, hey, make the content first. Let's make this doggone content first. Build a video. How many videos, or when people are building content, what should be their strategy as far as when they're putting their head down, building them without the expectations of responses? Like if I
Mm.
built one video, I put a video up and it got 2 views, and I was one of them. Like, when's the next time I should be doing the next video?
I think, look, the way we look at it now, after years of doing this, and what we teach our students is do the best you can up front. So first off, let's validate the topic. Is this something that people actually want? Because it's much easier to get views on something that people want. You
Hmm.
might be out there thinking, oh, but someone else has already made that video. I'm going to make something totally different, totally unique. Well, if that other video has views, it shows you that people wanted it. So I'm not saying rip off their thing, but maybe people want that topic. So could you share your thoughts and opinions on that? And then, oh, it's totally lost my train of thought. Where are we going with this question?
So
This
the
is
question
competing
is, we
live.
were talking about videos. I said,
No,
hey, I
that
got
was
two
good though.
videos. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I got
It
two.
was
All right.
I got
really.
2 views on a video. When do I make my next
Yes.
video?
Yeah. So the piece then beyond that is it could take around 3 months for a video to filter into the YouTube search side. So if we're doing the optimization piece, which is it's much easier. It's like the low-hanging fruit on the tree. Let's pick that first.
Okay.
And a lot of people overlook. There are a lot of people sleep on YouTube search. They think it's dead. They hear those stats out there that most views on YouTube aren't coming from search. But if you're not optimizing for search, then you're in there with Mr. Beast and all these
Yeah.
other big channels, where you're scrolling through and you see something like, oh, that's interesting. I might click on it. That's a harder game. I'm not saying
Right.
don't attempt that game, don't play it. We don't play that game.
Right.
We want to be there when someone searches for something specific, and then our content can show up there. So the playing field's much lower, right? So
Hmm.
this is where doing that research first. So if you've only got 2 views on your first video, my first response would be, in how long? Because if it hasn't been 3 months, then I wouldn't touch it, right? Do the best we can with optimized thumbnail, whatever, leave it for 3 months. Now, people don't want to hear that because they
Yeah.
they want
They
that
don't.
quick thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The expectations are out, or if I post this on TikTok, I would have had this many views by now. Different platform, different strategy. So we do the best we can. We leave it for 3 months. Now, if at 3 months or around that mark, the video still hasn't performed, then either YouTube didn't understand the content, so it didn't put it in front of the right people. So I'd
Hmm.
look at your title, or maybe the thumbnail. What if it was shown in the top spots, but it didn't get clicked on? No one saw it, right? No view. So it could be the thumbnail image. There's a few pieces, or maybe it showed up in the top spots on YouTube. It got clicked on, but the first few people that watched it they left straight away. No matter what you've done there in that case, YouTube's going to say, well, maybe this isn't a fit for that profile of viewer. So
Hmm.
it either doesn't have enough information or it thinks that it's a bad video in that case. So
Right.
if it's never one thing. So this is where we want to do the best we can up front with the planning, the research piece,
So
and
good.
make the best video that we can, and then put it out there and give it time. It's gonna take some time for it to learn to crawl, to stand up, to walk, to hopefully run. right? But if it doesn't, at that point, we can go back and we can change our title. We can change our thumbnail. I love the analytics that YouTube gives you, really helps you dive deeper into this stuff. So we can see, is our video actually getting impressions?
Right.
If it's getting impressions, but it's not getting clicked, right, let's test the thumbnail image. Let's just try something different. And we've got so many examples of students of ours where all they've done is change something as simple as the thumbnail image, and a video in the next day or 2 days after has been showing up in the top spots on YouTube for a competitive niche. So what if your video was great, but the title wasn't grabbing people's attention, or YouTube wasn't putting it out to the right people, or the thumbnail wasn't getting clicked on as much as the other videos around it? There's this amazing re-optimization strategy that we can go through on YouTube that no other platform has.
Yeah.
So
good.
So Kirk, I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is the stuff that Justin teaches in his program to people, and we're getting this information for free. Guys, all I can say is lock in to this information today. Okay, we have him here. He's giving us the same thing that he's been teaching in the courses that he has, and I'm excited to get this information, because sometimes even in our best logic, in our best reasoning, in our best thought, we could be wrong about what YouTube is doing and how they're doing it, but we have someone here today that is helping us through it. So I know the very best thing to do now. I do want to transition to my second question, but before I do that, there are people here in the chat, Justin, and I want people to be able to ask you these particular questions, because, you know, that's why we have you here. So first things first, I want to go to Johnny, because Johnny is saying, hey, very sound advice. Apparently, he was talking about something I said, Justin. All of us need that reminder once in a while. John, thank you for hanging out with us today. I really do appreciate it.
It's good to see John, man. I haven't seen him since Creator Camp. That's a really cool guy. Yes,
I do have another question here, Kirk, about motion in our backgrounds.
Yep.
Listen, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. I want to stay on branding for right now, but I will get to that. I've been around nearly 7 years, but lately my growth has slowed down. Started to wonder if I am shadow banned or is just not getting promoted anymore. That is a good question, Justin. I mean, 7 years, you definitely given YouTube all the information it needs about your channel. What's your idea or advice to that person?
Yeah, look, I've asked YouTube themselves this question because we hear this from time to time where people are getting views.
Stop, Justin. I had to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
That's good.
That's
good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let it go ahead and repeat that. Yeah.
I'm just going to say, like, you just said, hey, I talked to YouTube just the other day.
Yes, he has.
Listen. That's why you're here, Justin. I mean, you're kind of our connect. He's our connect.
What did I say wrong there?
You didn't say anything wrong. I just had to stop you in the fact that people know. He said he just talked with YouTube about this very thing. Like, I don't, nobody else in our chat today or watching this is going to be able to say, hey, I talked to YouTube about it, but you have, and I appreciate that. I just had to let that be known. I'm sorry.
Got that. Yeah. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
So there's definitely, like, their response to this is that, like, they've definitely seen this before, where channels are getting views and not. The answer, though, they say, is in your analytics. Look, trends change. Your audiences change and evolve over time. So if anything has changed with your content, there could be a point in time where maybe your audience started to drop off. There could also be a point of, if nothing has changed with your content and it's the same stuff, that maybe it's not working as well as it did before. Now, I'm not saying that's the answer here for you at all, but the answer is in your analytics. So what I would do is I would go back in time. So you can set your analytics to a previous time period where your channel was working, so you were getting more views, and I would have a look then the videos that were getting views, and let's see what the traffic source was. So if the traffic source was recommendations from YouTube, so you're in the browse, you're shown on homepage, those kinds of things, that is so susceptible to change. That stuff can change daily. Now, really anything on YouTube can, but the search side is much harder to change. So for us, with a very search heavy focus, that is our biggest traffic source by far, is YouTube search. The second biggest is Google search. So it's external traffic where people are searching for something on Google and they're finding us. And this is why we like this strategy, is because once you're in search, it's much harder to get bumped out. It's not like your video is going viral for a day and traffic stops. We don't hit big numbers day one, week one with our content. But over time, once it's in search, we have so many videos now, over 1 million, over 3 million views, and and you'll see that they're, anything from 3 years, some of them older, right? So this is what we talk about YouTube being the long game. So I would go back and let's just take a look. The answers are there. What was happening before? And then look at now. What's happening now? Where are your views coming from, or the lower traffic? And again, are we still getting impressions? And maybe there's better content out there now, newer content that's outperforming yours. Let's have a look at those. You should run some of those searches where you would expect your content to show up and see who is showing up, because that's what YouTube is now thinking is a better video than ones that you might have had before. So I think it was Strick that said before, or maybe it was Kirk, to recreate videos. That is a great strategy. Double down on what's working. There's videos that we remake every year. There's still some, we're just putting out best live stream software, best editing software. And even if the solution hasn't changed or your thoughts and opinions are the same as they were the year before, which one is the viewer going to click on? Something from a year ago or something from today? So we're optimizing for viewer experience. So while I said we need to get our content showing up, get it clicked on, and keep people watching as the 3 things to focus on, if we really put that all into a nutshell, it's good viewer experience. So we need to make sure that we are giving a good experience for our viewers across all of those things. But it could be time for you to test some of that content for now. Just because the video had worked, what if there was a newer one now that's outperforming it? So let's test. It's always a test. But I don't think shadow banning is most times, look, it is potentially possible that that's the case for you. It is also more the case that it's not, and that things have just changed. So I would be testing stuff. I'd be taking stock, what happened before, what's happening now, and now we've got a baseline. We can always come up from our baseline.
I like that. I like that. I want to continue down this road with this particular comment or commenter. Hot dang show. This is what we probably should not do. So, Justin, I want you to hit this point as well. Not to sound negative, but I feel like it's kind of a lottery. Great content and eye-catching thumbnails help, but I don't think that you're the main factor in becoming successful. Now, what I pick out of that is the feeling part of it, and you may be able to go down this road as well, that this is a business, and I promise you it's not personal.
Yeah, look, I think I totally get it. It would feel personal when you see other channels that are creating what might be worse videos than yours, and you're looking at their thumbnail and yours might be better. All of these things, and it's so common, and I felt it and I still feel it sometimes too, right? But the answer is always in your analytics. It removes the feeling piece. We need to step aside from the feeling. And if we're treating this as a business, let's look at some real numbers here and see what is happening. Is my video getting impressions? Is it getting clicks? Are those clicks equating to watch time? Are people actually sticking around and watching it? If they're not, then maybe we could optimize better. Maybe we could try a different thumbnail, or maybe we could change how we're structuring our videos so that we might be getting to the point quicker, or we might be engaging people and giving them incentives to stick around. People come to me all the time and say, Justin, I've got the best thumbnails, I've got the best videos out there, and my titles are perfect. It's just not working. YouTube is squashing small creators. It's just not the case. They're not sitting there going, you get views, no views for you, no soup for you. It's not how it works.
Soup knocks
right?
It.
They want to put the best video out for the viewer in that case. So the game for any one of us is that there is always a next level. And I don't say that to overwhelm you. I say that as encouragement for any one of us. We could always do a better thumbnail, always have a better title, always have a better hook, a better video structure. Nothing is perfect. There is no perfect anything. So with that permission, go test some stuff. And I think removing the feeling and then having that mindset of this is a game. Let's just see what works. Put something out, test it for 3 months. Cool. I can see that now starting to work, or it didn't. Let's re-optimize. Right? That's the game here.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's so much wisdom packaged into what Justin is saying. I wanted to double click on what Strick said earlier. For those who are watching, I know we've got 17 watching right now, at least on Ecamm channel. I encourage everyone to click that share button, to tag a friend, let them know that this conversation is happening. I am a content coach. I'm in sessions number of times a week, but I know that in Justin's accelerator program, he gets these same kinds of questions all the time. And the responses that he's giving y'all is solid gold. It doesn't get any more balanced and practical than this. Look at your data. Look at your data. Look at your data. And if the data is telling you that there is maybe an anomaly or a structural problem or an analytics types of problem, something is siphoning, then that's the time to really look into something with YouTube. But if the data gives you any indication that it could be something else, that's probably something, at least an area for you to start, for you to try and make some changes, and then you can go from there. Such good, solid information that's being shared, and I don't want anybody to miss it. I see the comments coming in as well. Justin, can't thank you enough. Strick, continue on, man. You're doing a phenomenal job kind of guiding the ship here today.
Hey, no problem. So he's interesting using Google. So he's got a point. So that's one for Justin there. And thanks so much for taking the time to answer his questions. So that's what we're here for today. Keep the questions coming. And I've been, what's the next one? I just clicked it up and clicked it down. I think we get caught up and confused with our opinions, feelings with facts and analytics. So we definitely have to look at the numbers.
And we all do. We all do. And I don't want to belittle that. I do too. I'm like, my video's better than that guy's. You know, so what's going on? That's very natural. That's very human. And I think you can hold space for that. But I think when we make decisions based on that feeling, that's where we can tend to go wrong. I think reserve making decision on the feeling, give yourself time to have the feeling, but then let's look at some analytics. Let's look at some facts and see what we can try. And if that bears out to yield better results, then you've got your solution. So,
the feeling piece, it just shows you care, right?
Yeah.
And
you do.
I think we're going to have it. No one wants to look bad. We all want to have content perform like this. If this isn't just something you're dabbling with, then we want this to work. So there is going to be some feeling, some emotion attached to that, but we need to be able to notice that and then go, cool, what are some hard facts to back up these feelings? And that's really where the other side of that is. Let's not jump into the analytics too soon. So, and I know it's tough and I still do it, but, nothing. Sorry, let me just phrase this. Everything is just interesting until we've had at least 2 to 3 months of a piece of content out there. Again, if we're optimizing for search. So it's just interesting. It's interesting that this one was a 1 out of 10. It's interesting that the next one was a 10 out of 10. Does that mean anything? Not really. And YouTube themselves say that how a video performs initially is no representation on how it can perform long term. So many of our videos come out as a 10 out of 10 and they go on to be the biggest videos. So it doesn't mean that YouTube squashing small creators. It doesn't mean anything beyond. It's just interesting that this one's performed different from another one, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way long term. Like YouTube has content sticking around for years. We have videos that are 9, 10 years old that are still getting hundreds, some of them thousands of views a day, that long on. So this is the long game that we play here.
Absolutely.
I really like it. Well, let me say this first. So shouts out to Mel. He's saying hello to his friend. So thank you, Mel, for checking us out tonight. And
good to see you.
Yeah. I produce mainly educational content. Is there a better YouTube structure for the actual content than others? Good question. I guess how a video is built.
Okay.
While you guys are watching us, just don't stop watching this. Just open another window and go to Justin Brown's Primal video page, okay? If you don't watch the latest one, you can watch one for 2 or 3 years ago, and there is a particular structure to his videos. Copy that.
Yeah, and it is definitely educational content. Go ahead, Justin.
As I said, there's even a video on how we structure our videos for a little bit of
I've
inception,
watched that one.
where I pull it apart and say at the start of the video, this is how I hooked you in. But look, there's a simple 5-step structure that we use for every piece of content. The hook is the most important piece. An intro then, so introduce yourself, your channel, introduce more about the topic. Next, we've got the content. It's pretty obvious. We deliver what we promised in the hook and in the intro. We then like to have like a bonus. So make sure you stick around because I'll also share with you a top tip, or let's give them a reason to stick around, even if the content solved their problem. So we can increase that watch time. And then the last step is the call to action. What do you want them to do next? Is it click another video, subscribe, go join your email list, buy your courses or programs? Like, what is the next best step for the viewer? And look, there's a great tip here that I wish someone had shared with me when I started out, is everyone wants people on their channel and everyone else out there seems to be competition. It really doesn't work that way. If we're optimizing for good viewer experience, then if you don't have the next best video for someone, link off to a channel that does. And it's going to show YouTube that there's audience flow from your video to another video. It's going to create these ties between your channel. And all YouTube's trying to do is the same as Facebook with ads, is trying to find that likeness audience. How do we find more people that like this content? So if you're linking off to another channel that is the next best video for that viewer after watching your video, and it's obviously got to be a good video and related, that YouTube's going to see, oh, there's ties. This audience likes that. Well, maybe I'll test this smaller channel as audience, videos after this bigger channel as well. So we're building these ties, and this again, where we all do better when we all do better. Don't try to keep people in your world; keep them on the platform. That's what YouTube wants. It's session time.
Justin, is this something? I'm not trying to be funny or anything when I ask this question.
That's gold.
Do you teach this in your course? Like that one point? Do you actually? So what you just said to me,
that's good.
Kirk, help me out. Like what I just heard him say is in your video.
Yeah.
To part of your action, part of your call to action could be build a backlink to a channel that can answer that person's question as well.
Yes.
And I'm saying backlink just to make it a word that if that person goes from your video to the other person's video and they are a good channel or maybe even a bigger channel, just what you said, now YouTube sees people leaving your video going to a bigger person's video, which means there is a connection between you and that bigger YouTuber. That potentially, when that person gets seen and searched, you're also in the recommended.
But to be clear, I don't want anybody to miss that it has to be relevant. It has to be so the viewer would need to not only watch your video, but take your suggestion to go on and actually watch this other video for that tie to happen. And in order for that to happen, you got to be super intentional and kind of craft that experience in a way that makes that an obvious step for that viewer. So I just wanted to make sure to throw that in there, but it is solid gold what you shared there. And I want to say it's a hack or a strategy. I think you've said this term like 50 times. I don't know if anybody has said it. Good viewer experience, good viewer experience, good viewer experience. I think what you're doing isn't even optimizing or not optimizing, prioritizing your own growth. You're prioritizing good viewer experience and linking to the next best video for that particular viewer is actually the best viewer experience. So I just wanted to tap in on that as well.
I like that.
Yeah, you optimize for that. The good viewer experience. That should be a drinking game. Good viewer experience every time we say that. Then if you optimize for that, then you will get the growth because YouTube's going to see that viewers are having a good time with your videos. They're sticking around. Your watch time is good, that you'll keep them on the platform after by linking off to another channel or another piece of your content. I think it's a big misconception where people leave people playing in their own space, even if they don't have all the content there yet.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And you know who else makes a great show with great content that's relevant? Cast Ahead, Chris Stone.
That's
Thank
my
you for
guy,
coming
Chris
through
Stone.
tonight,
Thank you for
man.
being here, brother.
Yes. Glad you could be a part of the conversation tonight and the discussion. We're learning a lot today. We're learning a lot. And then Fitness with Barbara, thank you for saying that. I felt the same way. I saw your comment come through, and I was like, I like that too, because I've never heard someone explain it that way. Everybody wants you to stay on this channel. All of the examples that we've seen, it has been this, Justin, it has been this. Other side. Anyways, over the right shoulder, there's a video link right there. If you like the content on this one, I'm sure you're gonna like this next video as well. But to say, hey, I have a friend of mine that did a topic similar to this that may be able to help you on your next step. His name is Justin Brown. If you click on Justin's video, I'm sure you'll get more information.
Yeah.
And so the flow on from this, there's a couple of things. I would then let the person know. Say, hey, I absolutely loved your video, and just want to let you know I've got it in my end cards. I've linked off to it. I think it's great. The relationships that we have built with people just from letting them know that we're sending them traffic or have at least linked to their video is huge. So the relationship side of it, because you never know where that's going to go, right?
Yes.
This is a people game. Where, there's every channel is a real person there somewhere, unless it's one of those AI ones. So we'll skip that bit. But it's human connection piece. We're just sending good people to good people. But the other piece to show you why this works so well is that there is an option from YouTube itself where it will put in place at the end best for viewer. So the fact that there is an option for YouTube to not just recommend yours, but it picks a video from another channel that they think is going to be the best one for the viewer, shows you that YouTube is really optimizing for this viewer experience and keeping people on the platform. So if you can already create that segue, Kirk, as you said, like plan it out ahead of time. I know that when we were starting to teach the YouTube growth stuff, we watched a video from Roberto Blake, and it dialed down his research process. And we're like, cool. Now that you've got your script, if you want to dial back the research, Roberto has an amazing deep dive into that, which is linked on screen. So we're like selling the video, and it wasn't anything we had on our channel, and we're able to send people that way. And it creates ties with our channel and his, and yeah, everybody wins.
Awesome. Yeah.
So question to that.
I love reaching out because that human contact piece is something that is often missed, in the content world, because it is by and large virtual and digital. But reaching out to them and letting them know, just FYI, I've got your stuff linked. Love your video. Such a great way to do that. And
no expectation.
Just
heads up. Yeah.
Boom. That's good.
I really do like
I love that.
And we do this with this guy here all the time, Alec Johnson. If you want to know how do you do this on Ecamm, just watch one of Alex's tutorial on Ecamm. He tells you how to do it. I've definitely linked up
one or two of his videos, no doubt about it.
Just send them to him. He'll do it. I love it. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And yes, he is in the house. Listen, we got people
What's your
saying
next question?
we're taking the course. Like, I'm taking Justin's course as soon as I can. My question to you, Justin, is you have someone like Roberto that had a particular plan that you like, a video that you haven't done yet. You send them to him. At what point do you decide, hey guys, we need to produce this video ourselves? Great idea. We need it. We don't have it. We've sent people away. When is the time for you to produce that same video?
Yeah, I think it was a long time for us in that case. I remember when we started on YouTube, I just was geeking out in the filming and the editing stuff. So I remember saying to Mike, there's no, I don't want to be one of those how to grow on YouTube people. I remember having that conversation with him. Yet the more we learned and all the mistakes and stuff that we made, now I'm happy to share that, because I don't want to have anyone go through the same stuff, the same mistakes, and waste so much time like we did. So at that point, we then share our process, which we'd been evolving over years. So it was just, again, sharing our thoughts and opinions at that point in time where it made sense. But look, this is the other piece of the YouTube growth thing, or really it's whole like life growth thing. Really, people go into their channels with this is my niche, and these are my hard walls that I can't move without. I want to try and bend that a little. We hear these sayings like the riches are in the niches, and I get it. It's good to have focus. But if we look at our channel, we've only gone more and more broad. And it hasn't held back our growth at all. If anything, it means we can show up and we can help and we can impact more people. So we could just have a video editing channel. We could have one for live streaming stuff, one for filming, one for growing on YouTube, one for monetization. But we've got it now on under the one umbrella. So I don't want you to do something that's totally different, like YouTube say one audience, one channel, right? So as long as there's audience overlap, then it makes sense. But I just see so many people that are stuck, like, but that's not my channel, and I really want to talk about this thing, and I'm passionate about this and pumped about this, but I can't do that. So I like. Riches are in the niches, sure, maybe to a point, but there's also so many more people that you can help and impact, and there's other revenue streams that are working really, really well from that. Things like affiliate revenue, which we love.
Yeah, if I can add in there, I think there's we all want to get to a place where your audience knows you, likes you, trusts you, to where, I mean, if I could be blunt, I'm not necessarily looking for a particular answer from some of the channels I follow. I'm just looking for their next video. I've followed them long enough to where I just want to see what Justin's saying next. I just want to see what Strick's saying next. Okay, Strick's got a video dropping on Thursday. Let me see what he's got going on, and then that video may help me. So I think that once you've begun to grow that, when you prioritize good viewer experience, let me take another drink. When you prioritize that, you begin to grow an audience around your brand. And I know we're circling around this brand thing, but your brand is all the things that somebody feels when they come in contact with you. The fact that I'm going to get my question answered, the fact that they feel like I had a lady literally buy me this Rodecaster Pro because she said, if you do a video on that Rodecaster Pro, so if you get the Rodecaster Pro, you will understand it. If you understand it, you'll teach it. And when you teach it, I'll learn it because I learn when you teach. This is kind of backward. I wasn't planning doing videos on a Rodecaster Pro, but now I've got a lady who's like, let me buy you one. And so I really resonate with what you shared there. And I don't think that it is coming outside of your niche or anything like that. I think it's a matter of once your brand has solidified, people know you, like you, trust you, and they now begin to say, just want to see what Justin's got going on, what Kirk's got going on, what Johnny's got going on, or Mel or Alec Johnson or whoever it is that, I want to see what they're saying because I believe I'm going to get value from whatever they share.
100%.
That's awesome, guys. Let me just go here with some more of these comments because they just keep coming in, guys. They really do. I've been rocking with JB Private Videos for years. He's probably behind a lot of creators helping content go viral. So definitely thank you for saying that for
Creative
us today.
Networks.
Yes, Jesse's work is incredible. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this is funny.
More,
you got to know John to understand where this is coming from because he's a really funny guy. I remember watching Jesse's videos for the first time and thinking, whoa, Chris Martin from Coldplay is also a techie. That's funny.
Yeah, look, I had to Google who Chris Martin was when we started to see all these comments come through. And then someone showed me a photo, and it was a photo of Chris Martin. And they're like, oh, where did you take this photo? And I was like, I don't remember this at all. So there was definitely some angles and things where I'm like, okay, I see it. Okay, but look, all I take away from this is you must be a really good looking guy.
There you go. There you go.
You got to be a great looking guy.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I want to still talk a little bit about branding. This has been so good already, and we're not even halfway. Well, we may be halfway through this, but I want to be sure that people are catching to what we're saying because we did talk about the videos, and we started with branding, and we went to your content, and we kind of hung in there with the content for a little while. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a point to be made with that, Justin, is that sometimes you've already said it. You got a great website, you have a great YouTube brand, and not making content. Now, we make that point. How about this question here? How important is a consistent brand identity on YouTube, and where should creators start when developing one? A consistent brand identity. In your teaching, how does that fit in?
Yeah, I think it definitely fits in. And if we think of all of the competition out there, all the options that people have to click for YouTube content, if someone does watch one of your videos, how do we stand out from the crowd next time they're looking for something? How do we make sure that yours is familiar to them so they're more likely to click on yours? And that's really where the key of branding comes in. So having that consistent look, consistent theme across your channel banner, across your thumbnail images. I'm not saying they all should look the same, but for us, we'll have the same fonts. We'll use similar colors, like the same fonts, same colors for the text. We'll experiment with different colors to be whatever stands out against the competition, because we don't want them all to look exactly the same. But the other branding piece on the thumbnails is my face. I wish that it didn't work, and I wish I didn't have to feel like an idiot pointing and pulling silly faces and whatever. But I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that click. And if it means that I got to feel like an idiot pointing and whatever, then there is a return from me spending that time, effort, energy, money to make that video. So the branding piece and having that familiarity for people so that they can keep coming back, and when they see one, they're more likely to click on it. That's really the key. But I'd say don't overcomplicate the branding piece. For us, if you look at our branding, it's very simple. It's basic bold text with, for the most part, some like a rectangle behind it, just so it stands out.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a design thing where, oh, this is what works. It's what's going to make this easy for someone to read on a small screen. And if they can read it, they're more likely to click it. So we don't need to go too far with this stuff. Tools like Canva make it really easy for you to make your thumbnail images and to start building out a brand guide or your branding. But I say it should evolve over time as well.
So.
There's no right or wrong with it, but if you have a look at our early videos, it's totally different thumbnails. You'll see them progress over the years as we try different things, but always be testing. And the beauty of testing stuff with especially YouTube where it is now, like you've got the A/B testing built right into it.
I was about to say,
actually
they
see
doing
which one
C
is
now?
going to get. Yeah, that's 3. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I think again, done is better than perfect, but let's how do we have that consistency through so that we can build that familiarity as well. And look, branding in terms of your channel page, this is where I'd say the messaging and giving a good experience, we're coming back to that again. If someone makes it to your channel page, their intent is to see what other type of content you've got and whether they should subscribe. Because people don't subscribe for stuff that's already on your channel. They're going to subscribe for the stuff you haven't made yet.
Okay.
That's huge, right? So they want to see what types of content. So your channel banner should be a clear promise of maybe who you are, or more importantly, what type of content is going to be on this channel. And then we work down the page from there. So your channel banner, as for your promise of the type of content, super important.
Okay. I want to go back to something, because I guess it's been a while since I talked about subscribers, but I wanted to be sure this point is made. You said people are not subscribing to your channel for the videos you already made. They're subscribing for the ones that you will make.
Yes.
I just missed that point. Not you saying it, but thinking about subscribers. Subscribers are, when you drop a video, if I'm a subscriber, I get notified in some kind of way that you've done that. Or it's easier for me to find you out of a list because you are on my subscribe list, and I can just click you from my subscribe list and see what you've done if I didn't get notified. Now, I've heard that notifications come only from your top 3, your latest 3 subscribers or channels that you subscribe to. Is that right?
I've heard that it's a tailored experience, and that you will see, if you're someone that when you get a notification that a new video has been posted and you click on it, you're more likely to see more notifications. If you don't click on them, YouTube's going to stop sending them. So it's just the fact that you've hit that notification bell, they're all trying to give you a good experience. So if you've got it on and you're not clicking every time someone's video comes out, they're going to stop spamming you because it's not a good experience. So the whole Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. We don't say any of that stuff. We haven't for a long time. It's a big ask to ask someone specifically at the start of the video, which is where most people are saying it before they've even got to the gold in the content. Remember to subscribe, smash the bell. Why? I don't know you. I don't know if this is a good video. I don't know if I want more yet. So if you are going to do that, do it towards the end. But the other thing you could do is, and what I would recommend is instead ask for a smaller ask. If you're liking this video or you're seeing value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It makes a huge difference. And then we move back on to the video, right?
Yeah.
So it's a quick ask.
That's a cool, yeah.
It's a low commitment from your viewer, but on YouTube's sense, it's almost as good as them hitting subscribe. If they've interacted with the video, they've hit the thumbs up, they're much, much more likely to find and see more of your content next time they're on the platform. So ask for a thumbs up instead of a subscribe. People know what the subscribe button is. We don't need to explain how it works. It's kind of, you're going too far. You haven't given them the value yet. So we will ask for a like after I drop something that I think is a good nugget, a good tip or something. And I'll either say it or we'll bring out a little animation reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. So it's just reminding them to take action, but we don't want to do it too soon. I know you see my squirrel brain here just jumping all over the place.
No, I love it. I love it. It makes so much sense, man. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That is helping us.
Strick,
And I
what else you
have
got?
seen the subscribe thing on the bottom lower thirds video now. I was going to steal that, by the way, just letting you know that.
Yeah.
Got Big Justin and Little Justin on the screen at the same time.
I love the surfboard, you know, with the time. You kind of have the chapters already. I love that thing.
I can't believe that stuck. That was a test where I'm like, yeah, another one of those things where I feel like an idiot doing stuff. We hired this green screen full floor wall thing for half a day and went in there with a big list of me doing all kinds of silly stuff. And look, it actually increased our watch time having that progress bar across the bottom.
Yeah.
Most people think that allowing people to jump around would give them permission to jump to just the piece and then leave. But it's a different viewer intent. Because there's viewers that they're already sold on the video at that point. They'll click on it and just want to watch it. It's actually helped convert the people that weren't sold on that video, weren't sold on you as the presenter. It gives them the ability to jump forward. They might leave at that point, but they weren't going to go there anyway if that chapter marker wasn't there. But what we see is that people go there and they go, oh, okay, this does cover this. I'll now go back to the start and I'll watch it.
That's right.
So we've increased the watch time by making it easy for people to see what we cover and when we cover it. But also it allows them to come back if it's tutorial to say, oh, where was the bit that you showed adding a title? Cool. They can jump straight to that piece. Good viewer experience.
Good viewer experience.
So what I'm hearing, and guys that are watching, I hope you're catching this.
Tequila.
We have, you just got to look at Justin's channel. Look at his channel. And he's telling us at the same time that he's revamping things, trying new things. Right? All of us are trying new things. You're still trying new things. I have a question here I'm going to ask you in just a second, Justin, about somebody wanting to know from a plan, like how should I plan out my content strategy? But everybody is still trying new things, even as they're growing. Even if you have 1 million+ subscribers, there are still things you have to do to kind of make sure that you're growing with YouTube. And I just love that fact that you're open enough to share, hey guys, behind the scenes, we're doing this, and you're pushing the button. The other thing I want to mention is you're saying, hey, there's sometimes in the YouTube community, there are fads that are done, and that whole subscribe and smash the button thing was a fad that was started, and people duplicated it without the knowledge of why they were saying it. Otherwise, it would have moved from the beginning of the video towards the middle of the end when some real content was given. So I appreciate you saying that. We get caught up. There's a content creator we saw that did it, and we thought that was the coolest thing. They got a button.
Oh, I've done it too. Yeah.
Smashed it and music played, and we thought, oh, that was cool. Let's just start with that. We'll do our intro and then tell people to do this, and then we'll get into content. And you've learned, like all of us have learned, that there's other ways, better ways to do it. That being said,
but how often have you done that? How often have you seen a video that you've never seen from a brand new creator and have told you to hit subscribe, Have you hit, like, you might have, they might have really hooked you, or
Nope,
the topic could have been
never,
something, but I don't think I've ever done it. It's
never,
too
not
soon.
even once, not even
So it's
once.
putting yourself in the position of your new viewers. 96% of our viewers aren't subscribed to our channel. That doesn't mean we're not getting
Wow.
subscribers. It means they're either finding us for the first time, so I want to treat them that way, as if they're brand new,
Right.
or they don't need to subscribe because every time they search for something,
It's
hopefully we
there.
show up. Or once they've watched one of our videos, given it a thumbs up, they're more likely to see more of our videos. The whole subscriber number thing on YouTube, it really doesn't mean much. It sounds silly coming from someone with some subscribers, but it really doesn't mean that your next video is going to take off or anything like that. Everyone starts from zero.
Yep.
Wow. And you're right. I don't, I haven't subscribed to a lot of channels. And definitely, if I'm looking for something, and that's where I go to YouTube University. Like, I'm going to class when I'm on YouTube. It's not entertainment. I'm going to learn something. And sometimes it could be something I'm learning that's educational or entertaining at the same time. But for the most case, I'm looking to answer a question. That's how I use YouTube. And I don't have to subscribe to a channel to get my answers to my questions.
Yeah, you
So I
don't.
get it. I get it. I remember when I was learning all this stuff, and man, I was looking at Think Media for a year or so before I subscribed to them. Guess what? Exactly what you said happened, because I'm looking at them so often. The videos will always be recommended to me, so I'm almost always finding
That's
them.
it.
So I didn't have to subscribe. And then one day I
Yeah,
was
and
like,
Yeah,
and you hit the like button, so
exactly. So I get it
that's it.
100%. So let me ask this question, or answer this question. It's not branding at all, but hey, we're here now. Is there some type of combination of pre-recorded and live videos that will boost your channel more strategically? What do you think about that?
I think, look, you'll find examples of where live video like there's channels on YouTube that just do live streams, and some of them are really successful. You'll find others that don't do live streams, and those are really successful. So you can have success either way. But again, if we come back to the viewer experience, would you click on a live stream, a video that was live streamed afterwards, if it was a conversational but around a specific topic? If you knew that there was gold in there, you might. But if it's a quick answer for something, then you might click on a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video instead of an hour-long thing.
right.
So again, it's just acknowledging that there's different viewers. So something like this would be great for someone to listen to it as if it was a podcast,
Podcast.
right? They
Right.
could headphones in, they're in transit, they're at the gym, they're learning as they go, right? So, but for people that are just at their computer and they're trying to figure out about branding, then maybe a 5-minute version of this, or a repurposed version, or
Yeah.
a standalone version just on the top pieces that were covered. And so I don't think there is one cookie cutter answer here. I think make the content that you want to make. You don't have to make them all. We don't really do too many live streams. We're starting up a live show. We've done 2 episodes, one a month, but we're 10 years into this to now decide that this is something that we're testing, right? So you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to do it all. We don't have much of a following on any other platform. We just made it easy on ourselves, and let's just go all in on one. And we picked YouTube, right? So I think these are some of the places we just see people stuck all the time. So yes, you definitely can live stream. You definitely can create regular videos. What we find is the lifespan of the regular videos, they last so much longer outside of a live stream, that once it's kind of a couple of weeks has passed, the experience for live is being live, is hanging out, is engaging and acknowledging your audience and hanging out with them, getting this. It's unfiltered, it's unedited.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the personality, the relationship building piece that you can't do better anywhere else than live or in person, right? So there's different types of content, there's different pros and cons of each, but know that you don't need to do them all. But
Yeah.
I think where people get the most growth, if we had to pick one, it is with the regular videos, because their lifespan is normally longer based on viewers clicking on them as a more succinct standalone piece of content instead of a long form piece of content where there's probably gold in it, but you've got to kind of commit to a 45-minute or an hour or something, if that makes sense.
I just wanted to tap in there. Love Justin's answer. I also we get this question all the time. I like to, especially for educational type channels, if you have put out a video, it could be good maybe once a month to have a live stream where you're basically fielding questions. You giving your audience an opportunity to now have like a Q&A. There's so many questions that people post underneath the video, and hopefully you're responding to those, but having a live stream in conjunction with, like, so that's a parallel that I've seen work. I've used that, where you have your produced video that gives them the 5-10 minute version. Then maybe you have the live stream where somebody asks a specific follow-up and you're able to just real time show them the answer to that. So that's one piece. The flip side is, you as the creator, what's your base language, your natural way of showing up. For a lot of people, me included, live is better. And so doing a motivational series, I went live at 6:30 every morning for 4 or 5 months. Not many people watching the stream, but just the fact that I was live allowed me to get the content out. And I take the stream down and my editor takes it and he makes it into an actual proper video. And so that was one of the ways for me to be consistent, and for me to be able to churn out content really easy, because live was quick. So knowing who you are, how best you show up, will help to kind of guide what's the best strategy combination of all these things. So just wanted to throw that in there, because I know
No, I
that
love
there's
it.
a lot of different types of people that are watching, and your flow may not be, mine or Strick's or Justin's, but whatever allows you to just get that content out, get those videos out there. And if live is one of the ways that you can do that, use it, pull it down, repurpose it, make it into a produced video. It can be done. It can be done. So yeah,
I think it's the best way to get your confidence up and to get your runs on the board as well. You're going to push
absolutely.
some comfort zones. You're going to learn to try and, I say learn because I'm still learning,
Right.
string some sentences together without
Yeah.
a teleprompter or whatever,
Yeah.
to think on the fly, to create engagement and to be enthusiastic. It's definitely a learned skill, but I think that's something that'll flow on beyond YouTube into you having conversations with people, speaking on stage, or sales and everything. Like having that confidence, being able to speak clearly is huge.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do agree.
So good.
I
So
do
good.
agree. And for whatever reason, David decided to come whenever he got ready to come to the show. David, we appreciate you. Yes, sir. You got to watch from the beginning. Another
Go
great one.
back.
Another great one. Justin, I was thinking, if you were doing a live, with all of the content that you have out there, and people have an opportunity to ask you questions or just to be a part of your community, because I do feel like, in this case, Ecamm has a great community with the Ecamm family, and we have several shows that are live, and people just get a chance to come in and sit and hang out and learn. And, our personalities are shown through the lives, but in this case, we have someone like you on helping us out today, and this is an opportunity that a lot of those people may not get. To get the information from someone that, as you said, 10 years into doing YouTube and doing it at a very high level. I just commend you for taking the time to be a part of our community, to even want to share in this way. It's definitely something that I don't take for granted. I'm not calling you every week saying, "Hey, Justin, come on." It's kind of like, "Hey, I know he's open to coming, but I want to, give him some time and space, and when I call, he'll answer and come." So
I
I
love
always
that, Strick.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
likewise. I always appreciate the invite. Again, I think this is one of those things again that we get to do. We don't have to do this stuff for any one of
Mm.
us, right? So this to me is, I love this. I get to geek out with people who speak my language, and we get to help some people and have some fun in the process. And I think if we can all find that place for us, then yeah, it's hard to say no to these things
Yeah,
when they tick all those boxes, right? So this
yeah.
is good.
So
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome that you would share that.
So
And I
good.
got to do this. Sometimes people come in just like say, Will is here. And he said, for either of you guys, what's your favorite completely free program for recording interviews remotely? And he put in a tag, completely free. Uh, it's going to be a pretty
Hmm.
hard one for me. I don't know if you guys can answer this, because I know that I can't.
I believe free. My dad says it's very expensive to live cheap. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm just saying I think that we discount time, effort, energy when we say something is free. There are some programs out there that don't have a cost associated, like an actual dollar amount associated with it. But I don't call them free. They actually, in my opinion, cost more than what I pay for Ecamm, which is the program, my program of choice to do remote interviews. So for the 368 or whatever it is I pay per year, I feel like that's free. I mean, that's just, if I could just be honest, I feel
Yeah.
like that's free. So that's my 2 cents. And I know that that doesn't necessarily answer the question. I've
I think
wasted so much time. Go ahead.
a great example of this, and I echo everything you just said. There's free, and then there's usability, there's headspace, there's functionality and workflow.
Mm.
So look, there is tools like OBS. Am I allowed to say that on this channel? Right? But
Yes.
there's tools like that out there
Yes.
that are free, but they're not for most people. And if we look at using OBS versus something like Ecamm or some of the like, it's totally different. So for some people that like to geek out on all that stuff and want to spend a long time setting that up, then yeah, there are tools to do it. But I'm like you guys, I would rather spend, and it's not even like it's a lot. It's like, what are you're buying your time back. You're
That's it.
being able to get to the goal faster, because I'm someone who doesn't want to have to, like, I've used OBS and I'm not bashing that at all. It's got its place, but it's so much more complicated, and the learning curve is
Yeah.
so much harder than jumping into some of the other tools like Ecamm, where in a couple of clicks you can get the result that you want.
Yeah.
And like, I've been an Ecamm user since day one.
Wow.
And this is still something that I'm using today because it is just so easy to use. So for me, it's functionality, same as Kirk said, functionality over the price, because you will pay at some point. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's not free. That's what I had to come to that realization myself. I was very much locked in trying to find something that was
Yeah.
at no cost, but I had to recognize, like, oh my word, I'm actually paying way more for this in the long
Yeah.
run. So that's my 2 cents on it. But I know that doesn't necessarily give you a specific platform to look at, but man, I can't tell you how much time I really wish I could get some of that time back. So
Yeah.
I'll
anyway,
give you
So the
one
way,
thing that we're doing. I'm sorry, Justin, if you were going to say something.
I was gonna say, the way that we frame it for all of our like best X for Y, best live stream software, best editing software on Mac or Windows, right? Is that there is no best. So
mhm,
try a few. So I'd recommend grabbing like the trial version of Ecamm, grab the trial
mhm,
version of a few others and see which is the
mhm.
best one for you, which one is the most intuitive, which one allows you to get the thing done as fast as possible. And this is where I think having the community and piece there, like
Yep.
Ecamm has, for when you do have questions, that you can jump on a live stream like this, or
Right.
you can go to the community and ask your questions, because you're not going the journey alone. You don't need to
Yep.
figure it out by
Yep.
yourself. So
Totally agree.
look at the software, but also look at what's the support network like, because it's not just, oh, I got the one with the most features, but the most features could be an absolute nightmare to use and
Mhm.
no support, and then you end up not moving closer towards your goal, which
Yep.
is probably what we want to be doing.
Right.
Yep. What gets it done? And
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
I do
Justin,
want to
man,
say this,
phenomenal.
that what you're seeing tonight in our live stream with Ecamm, I'm live through Ecamm. Our two guests, Justin and Kirk, they are coming in through our Zoom integration.
That's correct.
So what has happened over the years? Okay, we started with Skype, and then
Mhm.
Ecamm actually did their own interview where you can have people remotely come in. And with the integration that we did, I think it's probably just a year ago with Zoom, it happens to be, in all intents and purposes, work a little better. The workflow is a little better having a Zoom link. So I actually have Justin and Kirk inside of Zoom that I'm actually able to add in. So that integration has helped us. And of course, you can use Zoom on its own and have a free version of that. It's very limiting, and you won't get the quality that you want. But I think if you're seeing some of the things that we're doing tonight with Ecamm, you'll learn that the functionality of it, how it's used, and then the quality you can get. Because if you're streaming this online, you should be able to see this in 4K even as a live stream. Justin, I do that because I can. I just like to show
I love
off a
it.
little bit, but that's one
Yeah,
of the
yeah, I'm the
things
same. Yeah.
that we get a chance to do with Ecamm that kind of stands out. And I believe that when people watch this in a replay, the quality they're watching it in, especially if you're like me, I have television. I watch YouTube on TV a lot too, and even when I am in YouTube University, it's just a better experience for me when
You
I'm
know
not
that
in my
that
office.
TV is actually it's actually one of the top ways that people are now consuming YouTube. It's actually that has shifted. So you're
Wow,
not in the minority, Strick. It's
wow.
actually TV, and that is actually an experience that we need to optimize for as well when you're doing your content. So,
Yeah,
great
and your
point.
branding.
And your
And your
branding.
Your
That's
branding.
right.
channel banner can be optimized, just to tie it back to our topic, can be optimized for TV. And I know right now that they made a change fairly recently where they're putting text on the side. So I know
Mhm.
that our banner right now needs updating on
Yeah,
TV because
mine
there's
too.
now text over something.
Mhm.
So it's just being on top of these things, and just checking every now and then. It's not something you need to check every week, but maybe every couple of months. Just see, what does my channel look like on TV? But again, don't let that be a barrier to you creating content. Don't
Creating
I
look at
just
mine
saw
right
a
now on
video.
TV because the
I
banner's
just
not. Yeah,
I'm
I just saw
watching just to see what it's
Alex
like.
comment.
So
Alex comment. He said he paid more in Tylenol.
yeah, so I want to get the decks right up. I love it. Ecamm Pro costs
Uh,
about $1 a day. Saves me a little more than $1 in every time I use it. So that's definitely true. And paid more for that in Tylenol using OBS. And I'm glad I'm not the only one that tried to use OBS and was just like, this is too much. There's got to be a simpler way. And I guess we're all in that camp because once I saw Ecamm, I really did test it one day, bought it the next day, and haven't looked back. So that's just it. Justin, you have been a jewel to us tonight. It is so fun to be able to hang
so
out with
agree.
you and get
Totally
your
agree.
wisdom and advice. I learned a lot tonight. Some of these things that I just didn't think about, like the whole subscriber thing. You are subscribing for the future videos because I want to know the next thing you put out. That's a
That's
big
right.
deal. And when we talk about branding, I guess I have to change it to what you said over and over and over again tonight: user experience. What is the user
User experience.
experience that you
Come
want for
on.
your channel? So
Love that.
help me out, guys. Think through that instead of
GVE.
saying
GVE.
GVE.
I think too many
Great
people
video
forget that
experience.
there's a real they see the viewer numbers and they forget that there's a real human on the other end of that, and that's
That's
all
good.
we're optimizing for.
That's good.
Is not just a number on the screen. There's another soul there, and they're choosing to be on your video.
Wow.
Let's give them a good, yeah, good
Yeah.
experience.
Good experience. I love that.
Man, that's really
That's
cool.
good.
Justin, have you always been this positive? It's so cool. Like, was there a life
No, the moment
experience
this
that you
live stream
said, "Hey,
finishes,
man,
I'm going back to, I'm negative the moment this is done.
man,
Yeah. Actually, I'm surprised you kept me here after I said those three letters before OBS, and
Oh
I'm like, hey,
no,
I
no,
need
it's
to get
You're
cool.
it out
fine,
Listen,
there. So
man.
yeah,
with Ecamm, the guys are just so really cool. And,
yeah,
and Katie,
Yeah.
like, if you've been
they are.
talking to Katie, I mean, they could care less.
Yeah.
Listen, Doc Rock is on this channel, okay? And he calls
Uh-oh.
out everybody. He talks
Yes,
about
he does.
everybody.
Yeah.
That being said, there are other options for people, right? And OBS is definitely one of those free options that people can use, and it's open for people to know about that. If you
Well,
try
Windows
these
users
things,
have got to use something.
Yeah,
there
they
you
do.
go. There you
What are they
go.
going to use? Yeah,
Where they're going to use. They're going to get the new
yeah.
Mac Mini M4.
That's it. They're going to buy.
Hey, listen. You know what? When the new Mac Minis came out, it really did change the game of how
Did.
we actually talk to people about using Ecamm. Because
Yep.
now with the Ecamm subscription is what $500 for that particular computer,
Mac Mini.
and
Yeah.
you're in the game. And you're in the game at a level with the new processor that you could use all of the features with, which
Yeah.
we couldn't do that in the past. So that's just, how Macs are just changing the whole
You have a
world.
keyboard, you have a mouse, you have a monitor, you get that little Mac Mini. I mean, I've got the really small one, and it
Nice.
blows the doors off of everything I've got. So it's just, yeah, it's
Well,
game changer. Yeah.
Listen,
All
I don't
right.
want to stop you from going back to the beach, brother. Enjoy your day. But I really do appreciate you taking the time. And, on behalf of the Ecamm family, thank you for all the information you've given us. And we're going to go through the Primal video and check out everything you're doing and just copy it. I'm throwing it into ChatGPT and telling it to create a video with my face using the picture I take out Justin and put my picture in and use the whole video. Change the voice, the whole nine.
Priceless.
No, do it better.
ChatGPT.
Do it better.
Do it better. Do it better. That's what's
Priceless.
up. If people want to connect with you, Justin, what's the best way to do that?
I think they can start out at our channel, and then obviously the website as well. All the content's broken down, helping you make videos, helping you get views on them, through to then the monetization, building the business, the lifestyle piece. As I think the three of them, you really need to be doing all three. And I think a lot of people, as we touched on here, that they're treating this as a job. Not a problem. Like that's a choice. But a lot of people will wait until they, have 100,000 subscribers or something before they give themselves permission to do something. But what if you could be making income at 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers? Like the amount of people I know that are getting awesome brand deals at around 1,000 subscribers, you don't need to have the big numbers now. And it's really as you can build the lifestyle that you want off the back of doing this, sharing your message, having fun.
Right.
I think that's what I would encourage everyone to put that lens on. What would it look like if it was fun and easy? If this was fun and something I got to do, not something I had to do, what would I be doing? What would I be talking about? Coming from that place. But it's always a check-in. Before we hit live on this, this is exactly what we were talking about. What am I working on this year?
Yeah.
And it is just refocusing that piece. Like what would make this an awesome year? What's some of the fun stuff we want to do, right? And I've said no to most live streams, most podcasts and whatever, but any opportunity to hang out again with cool people doing cool stuff, I'm in. So thank you guys for having me on. And see you on the next one.
All right, guys. See you next week. We're going to be talking about not branding, but user experience.
User experience.
I'll see you guys.
Here.
Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.